Have you ever wondered how firewall technologies work? We're about to embark on a journey to uncover the secrets of these digital fortresses, their importance in network security, and the role they play in protecting systems from malicious attacks. Let's start with the basics. What is a firewall? In the simplest terms, it's a network security system that monitors and controls the incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. Think of it like a bouncer at a nightclub, deciding who gets in and who doesn't, based on a specific set of criteria. Now, why is this important? With the rise of the digital era, our reliance on the internet has grown exponentially, making us more vulnerable to cyber threats than ever before. Firewalls act as the first line of defense, shielding our systems from these threats. They protect us from hackers, malware, and other unwanted intruders, ensuring that our data remains secure and our systems function smoothly. But here's the catch. Not all firewalls are created equal. They come in different shapes and sizes, each with their unique strengths and weaknesses. Some are simple, designed for small networks and individual users. Others are complex, capable of protecting large corporate networks with thousands of users. The beauty of firewall technologies lies in their versatility. They can be hardware devices, software programs, or a combination of both. They can be installed within a network or hosted in the cloud. They can be static, blocking traffic based on a fixed set of rules, or dynamic, adapting to the ever-changing landscape of cyber threats. In essence, firewalls are the unsung heroes of network security. They work tirelessly in the background, fighting off malicious attacks, safeguarding our data, and ensuring that our digital lives remain uninterrupted. So let's dive deeper and explore different types of firewall technologies. Consider this: a packet filtering firewall, one of the most basic types of firewalls. A packet filtering firewall acts as a gatekeeper, controlling the flow of data packets in and out of a network. It's like a border patrol officer, scrutinizing every individual, or in this case, every packet that tries to cross the network border. But how does it work, you ask? Well, it operates at the network layer of the OSI model. It examines each packet independently and makes a decision to either allow or deny its passage based on a set of predetermined rules. These rules can be based on source IP addresses, destination IP addresses, port numbers, or even protocol types. Think of it like a bouncer at a club, checking each person against a list. If you're on the list, you get in. If not, you're turned away. Simple, right? And just like that bouncer, a packet filtering firewall has its advantages. It's relatively simple to set up and manage, it doesn't require much processing power, and it provides a decent level of security, especially for smaller networks. However, it's not all sunshine and roses. Packet filtering firewalls have their disadvantages too. They can't check the contents of a packet, only its header. This means they can't detect if a malicious payload is hiding inside a seemingly innocent packet. They also can't keep track of a session, meaning they treat each packet as an isolated unit. This lack of context can lead to security vulnerabilities. In addition, they're susceptible to IP spoofing, where a malicious actor can disguise their packets as coming from a trusted source. Imagine a wolf in sheep's clothing, bypassing the bouncer because it looks like a regular, harmless sheep. Despite these downsides, packet filtering firewalls are far from obsolete. They're often used in combination with other types of firewalls for a more robust security strategy. So, while they may not be the star of the show, they play a crucial supporting role. Packet filtering firewalls, though basic, form the first line of defense in network security. Moving on, we have the Stateful Inspection Firewall, a more advanced technology. Stateful inspection firewalls, also known as dynamic packet filtering firewalls, certainly up the ante in the world of cybersecurity. Let's get a bit technical. Unlike the packet filtering firewall that we discussed earlier, a stateful inspection firewall doesn't just analyze individual packets in isolation. Instead, it keeps an eye on the state of active connections and uses this information to determine whether packets are legitimate or not. It's a bit like a vigilant security guard who not only checks your ID, but also keeps track of your movements within a building. Imagine a conversation, or in technical terms, a session between two computers. A stateful inspection firewall would monitor this session from start to finish, noting all the details like the IP addresses involved, the ports used, and the sequence numbers of the packets. It's all about context. This firewall understands the state of the session, whether it's starting, ongoing, or ending. Now, why is this important? Well, it provides a more comprehensive and nuanced form of security. By understanding the context, a stateful inspection firewall can identify suspicious patterns or anomalies that may suggest a security threat. For example, if a packet appears out of sequence, it could indicate an attempted hack. So what's the key takeaway here? Stateful inspection firewalls are like the Sherlock Holmes of cybersecurity, using detailed observation and analysis to outsmart potential threats. They offer a higher level of security compared to packet filtering firewalls, particularly for complex, dynamic network environments. However, it's worth noting that this increased security comes with a cost. Stateful inspection firewalls require more processing power and can slow down network performance. But as they say, you can't put a price on security. Stateful inspection firewalls, while more complex, offer a higher level of security. They are a testament to the rapidly evolving world of cybersecurity, demonstrating how technology continues to advance in the face of ever-increasing threats. Now let's take a look at proxy firewalls, another essential tool in network security. A proxy firewall is a type of firewall that serves as a gateway between users and the internet. It's like a middleman who's always checking your ID before letting you into the club. But instead of a club, it's the internet. And instead of checking your ID, it's evaluating your data packets. When a computer in the network makes a request to access information or resources on the internet, the request goes to the proxy firewall first. This firewall uses its own IP address to request the information on behalf of the network computer. When the requested information returns from the internet, the proxy firewall inspects the information to ensure it's safe before forwarding it to the original requester. This process provides a high level of protection and control, as the proxy firewall can monitor and filter all web traffic. It's like having a security guard who doesn't just check IDs, but also checks bags and uses a metal detector. Now let's talk about some of the advantages of proxy firewalls. They provide excellent logging and reporting features, which are essential for identifying potential security threats. They also conceal the network's internal IP addresses, making it harder for malicious actors to target specific devices. But like all things, proxy firewalls also have their drawbacks. They can cause a delay in network traffic due to the inspection process. It's like having a really thorough security guard who checks everyone so meticulously that a line starts to form. Furthermore, proxy firewalls can be complex to set up and manage, which might be a challenge for smaller organizations without dedicated IT teams. It's like hiring a top-notch security guard who requires a lot of training and a specific set of skills. Despite these challenges, the benefits of proxy firewalls often outweigh the drawbacks. They provide an additional layer of security that can help protect your network from a wide range of threats. Proxy firewalls, by acting as intermediaries, provide an additional layer of protection. Up next, we have the next-generation firewall, a more sophisticated technology. Imagine having a traditional firewall, then adding a sprinkle of modernity and a dash of innovation. That's what a next-generation firewall, or NGFW for short, is all about. It's like a regular firewall but on steroids, a more evolved and updated version, if you will. So, what makes a next-generation firewall stand out? First off, it integrates the functions of a regular firewall with additional features. It's not just about blocking unwanted traffic anymore. An NGFW goes the extra mile by providing deeper inspection. It looks into the contents of traffic to identify and block harmful content right at the doorstep. Think of it as a bouncer at a club, not just checking IDs, but also ensuring no one's smuggling in any unwanted items. Next-generation firewalls also come with intrusion prevention systems. These systems are like your personal bodyguards, constantly looking out for potential threats and stopping them in their tracks. They monitor and analyze network traffic for malicious activities and respond promptly to prevent any damage. What's more, NGFWs also offer application awareness, meaning they understand the applications and functions being used on your network. They can differentiate between safe and potentially harmful applications, allowing for more precise control and security. Now let's talk about the benefits. Aside from the enhanced security, NGFWs also provide better visibility into your network. They offer detailed insights into the traffic, applications, and users on your network, making it easier for you to manage and secure your IT environment. Furthermore, next-generation firewalls are designed to cope with modern threats. As technology evolves, so do the methods used by cybercriminals. NGFWs are equipped to deal with these evolving threats, providing a level of security that traditional firewalls can struggle to match. So, are NGFWs worth the hype? Absolutely. They offer a comprehensive approach to network security, merging traditional methods with innovative features. They're like a Swiss Army knife for your network, equipped with all the tools you need to keep your network safe. Next-generation firewalls, with their advanced features, are the future of network security. Having understood firewall technologies, let's turn our attention to firewall configurations. Now, what is a firewall configuration, you might ask? Simply put, it's the process of setting up your firewall to meet your specific security needs. It's like tailoring a suit. You want the fit to be just right, to provide the best protection possible. Firewall configurations play a pivotal role in enhancing the effectiveness of a firewall. They allow you to customize the level of protection, ensuring that your system is not exposed to unnecessary risks. Just like a suit, it's not one size fits all. Different systems require different levels of protection, and firewall configurations allow you to adjust those levels according to your needs. The process of configuring a firewall involves setting up rules that dictate how the firewall should respond to different types of network traffic. These rules can be as simple or as complex as necessary, depending on the specific needs of your system. For instance, you might set a rule that blocks all incoming traffic from a certain IP address, or a rule that allows only certain types of traffic to pass through. Firewall configurations also involve setting up logging and alerting systems. These systems monitor the firewall's activity and notify you if something suspicious is happening. This way, you can be proactive in addressing potential security threats, rather than reactive. Remember, a firewall is only as good as its configuration. Without proper configuration, even the most advanced firewall technology can be rendered ineffective. It's like having a state-of-the-art alarm system, but forgetting to turn it on, it's not going to do you much good. So, as you can see, firewall configurations are not something to be taken lightly. They require careful thought and planning, as well as regular updates and maintenance. But with the right configuration, your firewall can provide a strong line of defense against a wide range of cyber threats. Proper firewall configuration is crucial for optimal performance and security. So stay tuned for our next segment, where we'll dive deeper into the details of basic firewall configuration. First up in firewall configurations, we have the basic configuration. The foundation of any secure network begins with a basic firewall configuration. This involves setting up rules and defining trusted and untrusted networks. It's like setting up the rules of engagement for your network's security, outlining who can come in and who should stay out. Imagine your firewall as a bouncer at a club. The bouncer doesn't let anyone in without checking their ID, right? Similarly, your firewall doesn't allow any data packet to enter without scrutinizing it first. So how do we tell our firewall who's allowed in and who's not? This is where rules come into play. Rules are essentially instructions that guide the firewall's decisions. They can be as simple as blocking all incoming traffic from a specific IP address, or as complex as allowing only certain types of data to enter during specific times of the day. Next, we define our trusted and untrusted networks. Your trusted network is like your home. It's where your private, sensitive data lives. This could be your internal company network or even your personal home network. On the other hand, an untrusted network is like a busy city street. It's unpredictable and can be potentially dangerous. This is usually the public internet. Now here's a crucial point. The firewall should be configured to allow as much access as necessary from the trusted network to the untrusted one, but it should be very restrictive in the other direction. This is like opening your home's front door to step outside, but ensuring it's securely locked when you're inside. Remember, the goal is not to create an impenetrable fortress, but to strike a balance between security and functionality. Too many restrictions can hinder the network's performance, while too few can leave it vulnerable. Finally, always remember to test your firewall configuration. This is like a fire drill for your network. It helps you identify any weak points and fix them before they become a problem. A basic firewall configuration is the first step towards a secure network. Now, let's move on to advanced firewall configuration. So you've got the basics down and you're ready for the next step. Advanced firewall configuration takes your security to the next level. It's like adding a moat, a drawbridge, and some dragon guards to your castle. This is where we set up virtual private networks, or VPNs, customize rules, and enable additional security features. First, let's talk VPNs. A VPN is a secure tunnel between two or more devices. It's like a secret passage in your castle that only you and your trusted allies know about. Setting up a VPN on your firewall ensures that even if attackers breach the outer defenses, they still can't get to the heart of your network. Next, we have rule customization. This is where you get to play the king or queen of your castle, deciding who gets in and who doesn't. You can set rules based on IP addresses, port numbers, or even specific protocols. Want to block all traffic from a certain country? You can do that. Want to only allow access to your server during business hours? That's possible too. With advanced firewall configuration, the world is your oyster. Finally, there are additional security features. These are the secret weapons of your castle, the traps and tricks that catch attackers off guard. Some firewalls offer intrusion detection systems, which monitor your network for suspicious activity and alert you when something's amiss. Others offer DOS protection, which helps to prevent attackers from overwhelming your network with traffic. There are also features like content filtering, which can block access to certain websites or types of content. Remember, advanced firewall configuration isn't about making things more complicated. It's about giving you more control and more options. It's about making your castle not just stronger, but smarter. So don't be afraid to dive in and get your hands dirty. With a little practice, you'll be a master of advanced firewall configuration in no time. Advanced firewall configuration allows for more control and customization. After setting up a firewall, following best practices is crucial. It's like owning a high-performance sports car. You've got the machine, but now you need to keep it running smoothly. The same applies to your firewall. Firstly, one of the key practices is to regularly update and review your firewall rules. This isn't a one-and-done situation. As your network evolves, so too should your firewall rules. Consider it a living, breathing organism that needs constant attention and care. Regularly updating your rules ensures that they stay relevant and effective in the face of ever-changing cyber threats. Secondly, keep an eye on those logs. Monitoring logs is like reading the pulse of your network. It can provide valuable insights into what's going on in your network. You can detect anomalies, track trends, and identify potential threats. But remember, logs are only as good as the person interpreting them. So stay sharp and keep learning. Thirdly, test your firewall periodically. It's easy to assume that everything is working perfectly. But remember Murphy's Law? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Regular testing helps identify potential vulnerabilities and fix them before they become a major issue. Think of it as a regular health checkup for your network. Lastly, don't forget about the principle of least privilege. This principle suggests that a user should be given the minimum levels of access necessary to complete their tasks. This reduces the potential damage from a security breach. Moreover, always remember to back up your configurations. In the event of a system crash, you don't want to be left scrambling to remember every single rule you had in place. In conclusion, maintaining a firewall isn't just about setting it up and forgetting about it. It's about constant vigilance, regular updates, and ongoing testing. Following these best practices ensures that your firewall is always at its best. Now that we've explored firewall technologies and configurations, let's recap what we've learned. We started off by introducing the concept of firewall technologies. These are systems designed to protect your network from external threats and unauthorized access. They stand as vigilant guards at the gates of your network, scrutinizing every packet of data that tries to pass through. We delved into the different types of firewalls, beginning with the packet filtering firewall. This is the most basic type, inspecting packets of data based on preset rules about source and destination IP addresses, ports, and protocols. Next, we discussed the stateful inspection firewall, a more advanced type that not only scrutinizes individual packets, but also keeps track of ongoing connections. This type of firewall can make more informed decisions about which packets to let through and which to block. Then we explored the proxy firewall, which acts as an intermediary between your network and the internet. It hides your network's information while it inspects incoming and outgoing traffic for any signs of malicious activity. We also went over the next generation firewall, a sophisticated type that integrates traditional firewall functions with quality of service functionalities, intrusion prevention, and user identity tracking. Beyond the types of firewalls, we also covered how to configure them. We started with basic configurations, laying the foundation for a secure network. We then moved on to advanced configurations, which allow you to fine-tune your firewall for optimal security and performance. We wrapped up with a discussion on best practices for firewall configuration. This included advice like keeping your firewall software up to date, regularly reviewing and updating your firewall rules, and implementing a layered security approach. In conclusion, firewalls are a critical component of any network security strategy. They provide a robust line of defense against a variety of threats, but their effectiveness largely depends on how well they are configured. Remember, a well-configured firewall is your first line of defense in network security. Please Share and subscribe for my YouTube channel if you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching.